Hi guys, welcome back to another Prepar3d version 5 video. Today we are flying the MiG-21 by, now I need to actually Google this. This is by Golden Key Studios, the extended edition. And this is the MiG-21Bis, that's the name. And it's a really nice aircraft. I think it's available for Microsoft Flight Sim as well. But it's as of now my favorite military aircraft for Prepar3d. And these I usually only fly to kind of get some to do a bit of different flying, but today we'll do a short flight from Batumi in Georgia to Tbilisi, and this is Georgia the country, not Georgia the state, for any Americans out there who might be confused. No diss intended, but yeah, easy to confuse those two. But yeah, so we'll be flying. Let me just see if I can get a normal viewpoint. So we'll be flying from here. This is a freeware airport. Same with Tbilisi. Really good looking ones. Not sure from where. Maybe Simmer's home as well. Then we have some nice from Matthias, Autogen and Photoreal covering all of Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey as well, if you see any of that. You can see it's raining now, so we do have a bit of a wet aircraft. I think at least you can see it from the inside. There are rain effects, if I'm not, yeah, you can see them when it lights up a bit in the cockpit like this. Oh no, maybe the rain effects if you're out for a while. Might take a while for them to render, but yeah. So yeah, as you can see, amazing model PBR, very nice, very detailed. It's and you have the pilot right, very nicely modeled. Even some of the inside instruments are nicely modeled. I'm not sure if it's the same model from the inside outside. I don't think so. Let me just go back to our normal, which I think. Let me see if I jump out. You can see we don't have the pilot right, and so it's not the same inside and outside model like with that Tupolev 134, which I think was the same. But it is very nice, right? You have a lot of the exterior. Now let me see if I can get this to shut. There we go. We are not gonna be using ultimate ground cruise. We can confirm kill operations. But yeah, so we'll be doing a short flight. Let me just find a good viewpoint. This should be the one I normally use. Yeah, you need to have a certain zoom level, because otherwise my side screens won't be displaying it that well. But okay, the first things first, we're doing a VR flight. We're just gonna go with full gasoline, fully pumped or fully fueled. What are they called? Fully fueled storage tanks, I guess. And we do have some external ones as well. So these three are external fuel tanks to have some extra range. These are not known to have long range. These are interceptor aircrafts, I think meant for to intercept the US bombers, something like that, right? Basically meant for the Cold War. So not the happiest of times when these are supposed to be used. But let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else interesting or anecdotal about there, but I mean, it's been used in a lot of different. I think Finland even had this in their air force, so it's a very popular aircraft. I mean, or it's popular in the sense that, you know, it's not only a Soviet aircraft. It was used by other, I mean, Czech Republic, DDR, right? So it does have history, you know, and people do do feel some sort of attachment to it. And it is, I mean, from the outside, it's not a bad looking aircraft. It's a kind of, not the very early Cold War, but the kind of early to mid, or mid Cold War type of airplane. Fast, it's really fast. But it's not that maneuverable, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, just looking at it, you can kind of tell it's not maneuverable. So yeah, let's get the show on the road, so to speak. And the way we will start is, let me just see if I move. We won't use Prepar3d. I'm just tired of that one bugging out, and with this aircraft that I'm not too used to, because I usually just fly it manually, VFR kind of point to point. I haven't really tried the navigation on it, but it shouldn't be that difficult. So let me just see what localizers we have. Now I almost want to put it in. We could also use little nav map instead. That could be a good way to see our. Was a while since I used it, and it is a good or a pretty good. There's another update, but we'll wait before. So, what we will have to do, or are we already connected? Maybe we are connected, but then we'll need to. I'm gonna show you. Then what we'll need to do is open a flight plan, which we can import from SimBrief, if I'm not mistaken. And the way you did that, if you open it, you download it, we create it, and there we go. Now we have a flight plan. And there we can see the VOR. Can we see the course we should have? That we can. So to Kutaisi it's 45 degrees, which makes sense if 0 is north, and then it is 98 to the next VOR here in Tbilisi. Okay, good. So we can use this. We should, however, find a chart for the landing. I just realized, because might be a bit hard, otherwise it doesn't look like we have the best weather, right? And we are doing, which approach are we? We are flying from runway 31 to 31 left. And we have an instrumental landing approach for that one, so that's good. And we do have a chart as well. So that's very nice. Now we know the ILS as well and that sort of stuff. Good. And the reason why we need to know all of this information before is not, of course, only for planning purposes, but also to, because you do shift 2 and you get this nav, I don't know what you would call it, but this kind of nav populate, where you kind of populate the nav signals, and then you have, or the nav channels, and then it's here. So basically what I would do is I would do number 1, and that one would be the 113, let me see, 1136. So that's 1, then 2 would be the next one. So 1137. I'm really interested in seeing if it works, otherwise we'll just do it VFR 1137. And then channel 3. This would be the ILS one, so 118, is it .5 maybe? Let me have a look what the chart says. .9. So there we go, .9. And now we should have all of these set. You can see them here, the frequencies. So very nice, very nice. We do seem to have a duplicate though, so maybe we want to avoid that, just in order to not have duplicates. Good. So now we have our first 3 channels. Now we need to get this aircraft going, and that should hopefully not be too difficult, since I have written down the steps. Talking about this aircraft, it was manufactured for quite a long period, right? 59 to 86, and 11,500 were built. I'm taking this directly from the Wikipedia though, so don't trust my sources too much. And there was even a derivative, the J7, that was created up until 2013. Amazing. Crazy long time. That's just, yeah, that's that's a long time to be in production for a military aircraft, right? I mean, they usually don't have those long production runs because there's always new tech that will get kind of incorporated. But well, nice to see. Okay, I think these are the rectifiers. We'll start them first. Or wait, before we start anything, I think the first step we should do is cold and dark. And now we can do the rectifiers. And then the battery switch. See all these annunciator lights going on. We can turn on the afterburner. I think it's this one, and then this engine starting units. Then we should have this one ready in case of an engine fire. So we can press that button. The nozzle should be turned on, which is that one. We should move this one position higher, so not that far, but that far. We should then switch up the engine start switch, and there we have the start. And then here we can put the first nav channel in, just so we have that. Okay, and now we can start our engines, or hopefully start them. You'll be able to see here that one is increasing. So pretty easy to get it starting. I mean, when you see all these buttons, you're like, damn, how am I gonna get it started? Wasn't fortunately that difficult. So there we go. Now we have this this beautiful little thing started. So that was quick and easy. Now all the rest starts. So we need to turn on quite a bit of other switches. A lot of these are for navigation and autopilot. Specifically these ones, I think these are the autopilot switches. Then these ones should go forward as well. And 5. And that one. And what else? Transponder and some other navigational switches should also be on. That one, that one, that one. The gyro system should be turned on. You'll notice it here with I think the spinning. And then what you do is you align it here. So there we go. Now it should be turned 12. Yeah, so I think it's kind of aligned, right? Hopefully, at least. The altimeter should be set. Now this is a Russian altimeter, so I'm not 100% certain I'll be able to set it. We're definitely on a higher. I mean, the weather is bad. It's raining. But we're definitely on a higher altitude than 0. We're close to the sea level. I think we're almost at sea level. Maybe a bit higher. So I'll just add a bit here. Hopefully that should be good enough. This is a bit risky to do it this way, but you know, knock on wood, hopefully we're lucky. Next steps, this fuel, you can set it by pressing the middle mouse button, which also opens the chase plan menu. Unfortunately, we need to put these fuel tanks. I think the guy I watched said something about stalls, the potential for stalling if you don't put those on. We'll go to, I think that's flap middle, that's approach flaps, that's no flaps. So that the middle one is takeoff flaps. You can see it here. Now I actually need to open that because I don't remember the parachute. If when you land with this one, you might wanna, or you will likely want to use the parachute in order to come to a full stop. So let me see now. We have a manual, and then I'm gonna check here quickly. Parachute. So tail, hook, up and down. But there should probably be a button for it as well. Bomb brake, parachute. So these controls up here, that's for the nuclear weapons. We do not carry nukes, because we are friendly folks. And I'm actually gonna check what's my keybind for tail, hook, up and down. So key assignments, tail, hook, up and down, T. Okay, so we know T. T's our button. Good. Anything else? Oh yeah, here you have the different ones. I'm trying to think which one is which, but we should be able to see it. Not sure which this one is actually. Center dropper wall, yet this one, yeah, that's if you drop the center fuel tank. We should here get the DMI. So let's see. The radio, you can put it like that to warm up. Sorry, the radio, the radar. And then I just want to quickly check so I'm not saying the wrong things. We need to see what do these gauges do. We want the one that's I want to know this one, right? Which step is which? There's so many buttons, so little time. We can also set taxi lights, which is automatically at the down position, so that's good. I don't need to do that. Let's see, number 12 is descend, navigation, landing. So I think landing is the one at the bottom. So that, we want to do navigation. We should have the first one set now, 1136. So it should be set here. There is one button I think we need to press also on this side one to get it all going. Let me just check which one it is. The one thing I haven't been really able to figure out is autopilot. It feels a bit clunky. Could have been the real one as well. I mean, it's an old aircraft, right? So it's not the best. So this is the selector for the, I think you want to keep it up to keep it on nav. And then let me see if there's anything else. What's 21? Sound controls. That's sound control if you want to hear that. That's all these other gauges. 12, 11. Life support. So I do think And we do want to have a signal, right? So, and we don't have one yet, so that's something to be aware of. But yeah, let's see how it goes. This will be definitely interesting. We want to maybe trim it a bit. We can release the parking brakes. The idle thrust isn't strong enough, so we are not moving. We are moving in the course of 45 as a first step. So let's add some thrust from our one large engine. And the cool thing with this one is that you actually do have... I was trying it out at LaGuardia Airport, and it actually has a inbuilt kind of system for, you know, if there is birds. So basically, I got a bird strike, a lot of blood on my windscreen. So let's see if we have that unfortunate instead happening again. It was the first time it happened to me though, so. But it's very nicely done, this aircraft. I think it's very high fidelity. I don't have the Beer Studios MiG-15 yet, but I'm waiting to get that. So they released a new version for Prepar3d and Microsoft Flight Sim. So I'm waiting to get that, because that must be also pretty nice. Okay, we're going to runway 31. The only thing with this rain effect is that it's really hard to see, but I guess that must be how it's been in real life as well. So let's just see from the outside quickly. 31. Must be that one. Yeah, that must be it. So I should probably have gone the other one. Doesn't seem like there's anyone landing. The little nav map is also quite quiet on that. We should also somehow be able to get the sight working on this one, but I do not recall. I think we can put that one on. So now we should get the radar. And here you have the kind of radar. It's different modes. And there you can see now we have a bit of a lock. Let's see if any of these. Okay, you can move it down a bit. I wonder how good the sounds are though. I haven't really listened. They do sound somewhat good, but I would imagine it's probably quite noisy with this one. Okay, let's see. We have nav on. We do not have any range. So the risk is that this is a VOR. It should have a DME. It's a VOR with DME type, but the risk is of course that for some reason we are not picking up the signal. But let's let's see. I know at least for ILS you have these ones here that will kind of show you if you're aligned. I haven't yet been able to fully grasp this, because I would guess here you would see kind of the localizer, but let's see how it goes. Okay, we're on the runway. We have we don't need these on actually. We'll keep the afterburner on just to give us a nice, I mean the altitude you can go with this one is like 56,000 feet, so we can go quite high. So we'll really push it high to start off with, just because we can basically. Okay, let's see. 200 kilometers per hour. And around a bit below 300 I usually start pitching up. And that gets us going quite nicely. And then we can put the gear up. Are we getting any signal yet? Nothing. We should of course put in our course. I'll do that through my Logitech panel. And what was it for the... was like 45 or something, right? And we need to pitch down a bit. We need to also lose our flaps. Okay, we should turn to the right, I think. We'll lose the flaps. So as you can see, a very beautiful aircraft. We might want to get a bit above the weather at around 600 meters now. You can see the beautiful city of Batumi to our right. So let's see, I think we should go a bit to the right. We're chasing this white dot if I'm not mistaken. Not sure if it will show here, but hopefully. Let's also try to get above the weather, so I'm gonna pitch up quite a bit now. Once we're above the weather, I'll turn off the afterburner. Save us some fuel. Let's see, the white dot is getting closer, so we can probably turn a bit to the left. So that's nice at least, and we have 83 kilometers until we reach that DME. So that's nice. But yeah, I do find it a bit hard. Oh, there we go. Now we can see it. That's very nice. So there we are getting the localizer. So very nice. So we can kind of align on it. Make sure we follow that. Let me see if everything is set quite nicely. We're going a bit slow. We don't need to pitch that much. I'm gonna turn off the afterburners very soon. I just want us to stabilize a bit. We're still climbing, but barely. Okay, we can shut the afterburners. You'll get warning lights here in the annunciator panel once we need to drop the fuel tanks. Okay, 66, 67. Now I want to try something. I want to try the autopilot panel. So we have some different one. We have landing, automatic, stabilization, button light. So that's autopilot. Doesn't seem to do that much though. Or maybe it does stabilize the aircraft a bit. Okay, don't want to move buttons, I don't know what they do. What's that, 41, that's button, canopy lock lever. Yeah, that could have been a bit interesting. Okay, we're trying to get back now on the VR. You can see the nice kind of hills. I mean, this is the negative with the 2D texture, right? You get these little effects on some places. That's solved basically with the volumetric clouds. And it does feel sometimes that's one of the reasons why we want to go back. So we're almost at 2000 meters now. Let me see with some of these different ones. So that's nav. So now let's see if this one can follow the nav, the localizer. Looks pretty good. Let's see if I turn to the right. It will turn back. Okay. But then if we want to also hold, I think the way you do it, sorry, not that one. Now I'm messing up a bit. Let me see if I can. Okay, so that's the hold. But then we want the nav mode to be activated. And the way we do that, because now we're holding the altitude. Because this is the problem I have. Is that I don't get how I always manage to mess it up somehow. I think it's because I haven't looked at what the buttons at the yoke do. Let me have a look quickly. Number 2 should be the autopilot recovery, so that's the engage for wings level. That's autopilot disengage. We need to go a bit more to the left. Oh. We can remove the autopilot for now. We'll soon be at our turning point for the Tbilisi VR. We're now climbing a bit again. I'm actually a bit worried about the weather now. Looks like there's no clouds reported, so if we're lucky, we won't have to worry about visibility. Oh, and now I went too much to the left. It's a bit tricky to fly this one. Let me just see if we're getting back on. Maybe we can actually turn quite a bit and then go to our second. Follow that. So we'll turn a bit to the right. Let's see, turning right, 206 kilometers per hour. Now we're descending actually. So not doing the best at keeping our, I mean we have wings level, we don't have the autopilot, right? So this should be the one that no clue how some of these function. The course we should actually have now is 98, so we need to tweak that. That's a bit of a miss on my end. Now you can see it's much closer, so we're actually flying a bit better than we first believed. Still can't seem to get back on the autopilot nav. Okay, we'll continue like this for a while. getting back on that localizer. Oh no, wait, are we? This looks like we're not actually at all getting back on that path. Why are we? God, I'm so clueless right now. We are on number 2, right? Are we getting the wrong signal somehow? For the track, we should be tracking 92, right? No, there it is. So maybe we're just we overshot it by a bit. Okay, now we should be back on track. God, I was getting all these messages on my Teams as well. Hard to focus. Can't do 2 jobs at the same time. Virtual flying and real life. Okay, 162. This warning, and I'm pretty sure it's the central drop tank being empty. So what we'll do is we'll drop it on some saddle sole. Let's see, we also want to keep still tracking that VOR. Come on. Can we now force this? Nothing. If I remove that, nope. So turn a bit to the left. Okay, so if you want to drop this, and I think this is the way you have to start, at least these 3 I think. And then I want to drop it. You see we now have a central one. We now no longer have a central one. That one has now become one with someone on the ground. Hopefully not a human. Okay, we're getting that VR back. Okay, 145. It still looks like we have quite a few mountains surrounding us. I'm actually gonna have a look because I'm guessing Tbilisi is at quite a high altitude. Come on, let's follow that VOR. Work with us. We are on number 2, right? Yep. It's not the quickest bird, this one, to turn. Let's put in some extra thrust. Okay, and now let's have a look. So the chart, minimum about 200, and let me see if we can set that minimum somehow. That's the altimeter. And here we have some nasty looking clouds. Let's climb a bit to try and avoid them. Or nasty and nasty, but not the nicest looking clouds at least. We'll add a bit of thrust as well. Okay, so 117. And I know that there is very high terrain around here. That's the thing with Tbilisi. So let's check if the active Sky one has updated now with some clouds, non-reported. Okay, okay. Let's see, maybe we can get down here. I wonder what that sound was. Did we breach the sound barrier? Hopefully we didn't break anything at least. And there you can choose the brightness, I guess. Okay, so we can actually start descending now a bit. It's only 90 kilometers left. We'll keep this on until we get really close. I'll just have to do a kind of visual circling and then onto the ILS. Something like that should work. Since we're not using Prepar3d. It would actually have been helpful to use Prepar3d for this. But I've just had so many hiccups with it, right? And I don't want another flight that's... You know, you set it up and then mid-flight it just ignores you. Okay, we're descending 2,000 meters. And we need to get to the left a bit, because we are just trying to kind of avoid the weather here. Trying to get a better visual. Let's, I'm gonna show you just quickly when I add that afterburner. Look at the effect on the speed. It's crazy, right? And look at that that awesome the red kind of I mean the engine's really going haywire. Okay, and now we can turn back. We have a bit of turning to do. We'll probably need to turn to around 60 degrees in order to get back towards the runway. We'll also need to pitch down because we are climbing again, just due to the sole fact that that burner is giving us quite a bit of thrust, pitching the aircraft up. And of course I didn't pitch down that much. Maybe we can actually... I'll trim it a bit. We still need to turn. I think it's somewhere around here. So we can actually turn quite a bit. We haven't been driving that fast though. I mean, I guess this is in kilometers per hour, right? And then you have, where's the Mach indicator? That is a good question now. Let me have a look. Mach. And actually this is a turbojet engine, so that's cool. Mach and true airspeed is 36. Which is this one actually. Oh yeah, we are definitely, yeah, we are at the speed of sound, it looks like, right? Or at least on the edge of it. I guess that's why we've been breaking the sound barrier a couple of times here, unbeknownst. You can still see we're a bit off in terms of our course. We should hopefully soon be getting closer. In terms of the actual altitude, I think the runway is at an altitude of 1,500 feet. It's about 460, 70 meters, right? So that is good to be aware of. Okay, let's turn a bit to the right. I'm still not sure I'm buying this this weather report that we got. No clouds reported. Are you sure? Because I feel we're basically at the airport and there's definitely clouds here. Okay, so we are now at 1000, which is I guess about 9000 feet. We can throttle back quite a bit. Doesn't seem like any of our other fuel tanks, but you can see how much fuel we've already lost. So this is not an aircraft to fly across transatlantic or similar. And we're gonna be wanting to come for runway 31, and that's a course of 31. So that was easy. Sorry, I hit the mic there by mistake. So let's see if I move. I'm gonna continue throttling down. So we're below 10,000 feet. We don't want to go that fast. We do wanna. I wanna a bit stabilize the aircraft. You can also do some nice things with this in terms of targeting. You have all these different menus here, right? So that's for targeting and all of these sort of extra. So you see we have an air logic. We could set that as a target, that sort of stuff, which I guess is pretty interesting. Let's have a look. We are going maybe a bit slow. Nothing crazy. The airport should be to our left here somewhere. My guess is behind that hill. So maybe what we can do is turn this way. We'll also swap now the channel to number 3. As you can see, we'll switch this to landing. You can see now we activated the glide slope as well. We'll change our course to 310, using the Logitech panel to do that. Oh, are you shitting me? What weather are we getting? Now I am dumbfounded. No clouds? I need to have a look at this, sorry guys. General weather. And we have active sky. Okay. Well, not the best active sky. You are feeding me some dangerous information. Okay, let's try to maintain this altitude whilst we figure this one out. T is to activate the chute. We are keeping an okay speed now. Let's be a bit cautious if we get down to 300. Might, or 350 maybe even. Might be a bit hard for us to stay at that. Or to stay at that without stalling. I'm gonna trim it out a bit more, the plane. Okay, now we don't have any I guess that was a cloud layer we must have gone through. So maybe the airport is fine, but I'm still not buying it. Okay, let's see, I'm gonna turn a bit more to the left. We seem to have quite a way to go before we're reaching this we seem to be below the glide slope, and I guess to the left is how you would calculate this. We're to the left of the localizer. But if I'm not mistaken, the airport should be showing itself just around this corner. Let me add a bit of thrust. I feel like we're dropping a bit below. But yeah, look at this. Pretty nice scenery as well here with the photoreal. Beautiful country actually. I've never been to Georgia, but it would have been nice to go. Okay, let's see now. I'm pretty sure it's here. We'll need to turn quite a bit if we're gonna get the 3-1 as our approach course. I'm actually gonna go to flaps 1. I'll add a bit more thrust. That looks like our airport. Oh wait, what did I see? Did I even see the airport? It's there, right? That's the airport. We're still to the left of it. My god, I'm really... I should just follow the VOR. I can see the red poppy there though, so we should be fine. I'm just gonna add a bit more thrust. That's the airport, right? That's the military airport. I think that's the way it's divided. So you have one there, we'll just land at the civilian one for this time. Didn't even think of the military one. Okay, good. Now we're above the glide slope, but we should be able to descend relatively quickly with this one. I'm gonna try to find a good viewing. I think we need to zoom in and then go back a bit. Something like this might be the best. And then we wanna go get down here. Yeah, we have landing clearance, I assume. Add a bit of thrust. I think you wanna land with quite a high speed. Something around 240, I think. Something like that. So I'm gonna throttle down a bit. We'll gain some speed by just the mere fact that we are okay, let's see now. That should be the one. Looks like we are on the nice. A little bit low maybe. Let's be a bit cautious. Don't want to stall. This plane must have excellent stalling characteristics. Okay, let's get down. Woohoo. Okay. I'm gonna pull back a bit. Okay, there we go. Maybe a bit too a bit too much flaring there. Let's see. There we go. I just wanted to deploy that just for the look of it. Quite cool, right? And then let's see if we press T. How do we get rid of it? Leave us. No, not that. How do you jettison the chute? Let me see. Jettison is 30. 30 is the bottom over here. As you can see, it stays on like that otherwise. So you have to jettison it, then it falls down. Okay. So a pretty nice flight with some oddities. I think it's a well implemented aircraft that doesn't really have a manual of sort. You just have like a manual where it says where different things are, so you have to figure things out by yourself, which is a bit fun. But I just haven't had time to really figure everything out as I should. I do wonder what the landing rate was on that though. Maybe I should have used pack X just for the landing rate. Oh well. So what we will do is, as you can see, this is really nice. Simmer's home, the freeware. It's very nice. A very nicely implemented airport. I mean, you even have the 747 there. That's there. I think at least was there at some point in real life. You have some AN-24. Some, I'm guessing Tupolev 134 or maybe an MD-82. So it's a very nice airport, this one. Now I'm not sure where I would park my military aircraft, so since this is a commercial airport, not a military one, so I am just gonna pull up the flaps. We don't need to keep those down. So I'm just gonna borrow one of the parkings here. We'll immerse ourselves as a commercial airline, even though we're flying a MiG. Okay, so let's park here. There we go. Okay, parking brake. Good. Let's have a look at the replay. Beautiful aircraft, this one. Let's do 160. We probably need to go back a bit further. Maybe 260 would be enough. As you can see, we are quite a bit off here. I think we even go off and then we kind of get back in. So we go a bit off and then in. I think so, at least. Yeah, now we're already a bit off, and then we'll turn back in, and then a nice landing here. Yeah, maybe they were correct. No clouds, at least not on top of the airport. Very interesting, the mesh here. I do wonder if this is probably with the airport and stuff being a bit off. Or maybe it just looks like this. Okay, let's see. We can see their flaps are down. Let's see if we can see the chute on the replay. I doubt it. That would be nice. We didn't hit any birds though, so that was, I guess, a bit of a sad thing. That was lucky. My god, how didn't we hit the ground? So this is the thing, you don't want to flare that much right with this one. I have no clue how we didn't hit. I need to check that again. That feels very lucky if we didn't hit the ground. Because it felt like we were so close to hitting with the tail. No, we managed. Just about. But I don't recommend doing it like that. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you until the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.